At 62, I'm telling you to get busy now for retirement. For 40 years in the financial industry, I've seen just about everything you can imagine when it comes to finances and family and how it impacts that so-called golden years ahead. Hello, Dave Duley here with Georgia Advisory Group, a full-service planning firm located in Alpharetta. Divorce, death, college expenses, loans, credit cards, and medical expenses all play a critical role when impacting retirement. For many people, the word retirement is a fantasy, it seems like. I don't know your particular situation, but can just share real life stories that I have witnessed. And I hope they will help you feel there is hope into the future when things seem financially that there's no hope at all. One quote that was driven into me as a young man from my father is that there is no pauper's jail, meaning just because at the time I felt I was the poorest kid in town and was wondering how I was going to make my car payment, he was illustrating that no one was going to come back or come to knock on my door and lock me up because I was behind on my finances. He would also let me grieve, express my frustration, and basically pitch a fit. Then, when I would come up for air, he would quietly ask if I was done. Then simply say, "What are you going to do about the situation that you're in?" I learned quickly that after we have gone through the pity parter of all the bad situations and bad luck and circumstances, that to sit down and now figure out how to rectify the particular problem. We've all been there, or at least most of us. So let's start with some basics. Rich people buy assets and poor people buy liabilities. Now, if we think on this for a moment, we realize spending money on things that return no value or lose value is not a good move. A car, a jet ski, a boat, motorcycle, jewelry, travel, fancy restaurants, they all either lose value or bring us no value. They don't build wealth. You're screaming saying, "Wait a minute, Dave, I know plenty of people that have these." And yes, they're most likely have already built wealth. I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about you. You're saying, "Hey, I need a car." Maybe. And if you do, it better be an inexpensive but reliable car. Let all your friends buy the boats and the toys and rent them or borrow them. But all those items are exactly what most rich people today have not done in their younger years while they were building wealth. They saved, sacrificed to get out of debt and bought assets, stocks, rental property, invested in businesses. They put those dollars they had earned where it returned value, not going down in value. They worked 2 jobs, maybe 3. I even remember going from 185 pounds to 135 pounds in an 8-month period, holding 2 jobs and working 16 hours a day. That experience was the best because in that period of time, I hated it so much that I swore I would never let that happen again. And during that time, saved a bunch of money to invest in my first company. Heck, I don't have the time to even go out when I was working 16 hours a day. So anything that I earned, I was able to save and put away. It's never too late is the next step. Don't give up. Most of my millionaires had nothing or very little saved at age 50. That's right. They went from nothing to a millionaire in a matter of, on average, 10 to 15 years. Kids were grown and finally out of their pockets. Divorce was over, and now it was their time. I've seen it over and over again. And a final one for this video is don't think you have to own a home versus renting it till you get ahead financially. Now, I know this may be a controversial subject, but the facts are facts. Too many people have been sold the bill of goods on owning versus renting when starting out. Yes, when we are young, we want to keep up with the Joneses, it seems like. But I have met less than a handful of families over a 30-year period that can show me on the numbers that they've made money in buying and selling a home. Yes, for a flip, I understand, no different than buying an undervalued stock than selling it in a short period of time. But the facts are facts, and they are hard sometimes to admit to. I've owned 5 homes in my lifetime. Only one did I ever literally make money on. Here are the facts. I sold each home for far above what I paid for it. But if we take the average buyer who purchases a home, and let's just use an example of, let's say they purchased a home for $350,000, and of course starting out they put down 20% or $70,000 at closing. In most cases, they have a $290,000 mortgage after closing and a $2,500 monthly payment, which includes property, taxes, homeowners insurance, your HOA fees. Your baseline cost yearly on that home is $30,000 before you even lay your first bale of pine straw or plant a flower. But I will assume for this illustration, you never cut your grass over 10 years, or even painted a room, or improved one thing in the house over a 10-year period. I'm also going to act as if you never paid an electric bill, or paid for sewage, or water, or garbage pickup, and all the other expenses you will incur in owning a home. In a 10-year period, you sell your home, let's just assume for $550,000, meaning your home increased in value 60% in the 10 years. Your mortgage or payoff will be, after 10 years of making payments, around $245,000 after making all scheduled payments. So let's go back. I bought the house for $350,000 and sold it for $550,000, a 60+ percent increase. I pay off my mortgage, which is $245,000, and I net $305,000. But remember, my mortgage payments were $300,000 over that time frame, and don't forget the $70,000 you put down on the house when you started. So I paid in $370,000 in down payment and mortgage payments, and I lost $65,000 once I sold it. But you and I know you spent thousands over that 10 years in fix-ups, lawn maintenance, and just basic services overall. Even if you had sold the home for $700,000, literally doubled your money, you still just broke even at best. And I'm being nice. The numbers show you would have to have had a 20% increase each year in your home's value and sell it within a 5-year time frame to literally make any money at all. And as many people can tell you today, even if that was possible, and in rare cases, it could happen, then buying another home remotely in the area you sold your first one would be virtually impossible unless we had a major downswing in prices and you just sold at the right time. So starting out or starting over, it is the key to build cash and save before you start buying liabilities. Remember, buy assets. Swallow your pride, get to work. You can do it. And of course, get with a planning firm to help you walk through your specific situation. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe below. Visit our website to get weekly videos and to also add your email to our mail list. Till next time.